Hey, what's up, people? This is Jace. Thank you for checking out this video. And this is going to be my review for Baller Wives Season 1. Yeah, Season 1, Episode 2. All right, y'all, let's jump right into this shit, man. So we pick up where we left off last week at the rooftop party. Um, the argument's still going on between Kiafa and pregnant-ass Stacy. What I realized, and like I was, watching last week, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give everybody a fair shot. What I was getting last week was that Miko was kind of messy, but this week I've come to the conclusion she is a messy ass bitch. She's standing there, and I guess maybe I wasn't really paying attention last week, but she's standing there pretty much asking questions to Stacy to try to get responses while she's sitting in the presence of Kiafa. Like you're right in the middle of the bullshit. So did she say this? So do you think you could be friends with Kiafa? Like just in the middle of the bullshit, and like these bitches are obviously don't like each other. So why do you feel that that's even fucking necessary at this point? Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, Miko really showed her ass this whole episode, and she is the most craziest bitch that I've known on reality TV, besides Jocelyn and fucking Hazel E. Anyway, yeah, just not a good looking for her to be an old bitch too. Like, come on. But anyway, they're arguing about who slept with whose husband, and Geneva is still talking about this shit from years ago. I don't get this. I like Geneva, but she's coming at Stacy once again talking about she slept with her husband 10 years ago. I don't fucking get it. Like, why does it matter? You got the man. You're married. And he's an ugly ass motherfucker too. You got that ugly ass dude. Move the fuck on it. But I guess you're still trying to, embarrass her. The fact that maybe she was a stripper and he fucked her in the car. Like nobody really gives a fuck at this point. But Stacy, you're sitting there 8.5 fucking months pregnant, ready to drop this baby any fucking day now, and you're still sitting here arguing with a bunch of bitches. Half of them is to look like you don't even know because one of them let you the fuck have it. There was a scene. It was Geneva was coming at Stacy about the husband. And Stacy is talking about, yeah, I don't want no your dirty dick ass husband, something like that. But then Stacy starts going around the circle. All the girls are standing around. You wish you had a Chris Chambers, and you wish you had a Chris Chambers, and you wish you had a Chris Chambers. She got to motherfucking Carmina, which is Kiafa's best friend or whatever. You wish you had a Chris Chambers. Next thing I know, this whole motherfucking cocktail flew in her face. Now, I thought Jennifer Williams, her husband let her have it, but this was some shit. Like, her whole entire face was fucked up. Her hair, like, she was literally shocked. And you know what? At this point, I can't even blame fucking Carmina because she was doing a lot of fucking talking. And like I said last week, like, this thing with pregnant girls, like I see this a lot. Like they feel like because they're pregnant, they can do and say whatever the fuck they want to any and everybody. It don't fucking work like that. You don't know everybody. People are fucking crazy. And I would have did the same goddamn thing. Threw that drink in that bitch face. I can't punch her ass, but I'll throw this drink. Still assault, but whatever. I ain't gonna put my hands on you, bitch. What I really want to do. So after that, I guess production had dried her face or whatever. The next we see of her, she's screaming at Kiafa and shit, talking about, I'm gonna live across the street, bitch. And I still got you, Kiafa. You didn't set me up. And I'm like, you need to be going at Carmina. She's the one that just threw the fucking drink in your face, bitch. But anyway, yeah, still pregnant as shit. Then we get a confessional from Miko. And this is when I was like, fuck you, Miko, because you're full of shit. Talk about, yeah, Carmina needs to be slapped for throwing a drink on a pregnant woman standing up in 7-inch heels. That doesn't even sound. First of all, you're up in 7-inch heels, Stacy. You're running your motherfucking mouth to bitches you don't know. Who the fuck you gonna whoop? So, but Carmina needs to be slapped. Why weren't you getting your goddamn friend but you were so concerned about this bitch being pregnant up in 7-inch heels? You weren't stopping that drama. As a matter of fact, we didn't even see you once the shit popped off. You got all that shit started, but your ass disappeared, and we didn't know where the fuck you was at. I didn't even see you until we get in the car when these bitches finally leave the scene. But let me go back a little bit. Kiafa is like really upset and like she's crying and shit because this happened, and she's really disappointed in Carmina because she's like, yo, this is we're on a different level. Like we hold ourselves to higher standards than that. Like that's not what we do. And Carmina 100% got her when she said, look, when she said that shit about your mother, and they actually showed a replay of Stacy saying it was good that Kiafa's mom had died. And she was like, look, I was in a hospital with your mom, you and your mom, for the last 2 weeks of her life. I was there when she took her last breath. When that bitch said that shit about your mom, that shit rubbed me the motherfucking wrong way. And now this bitch is gonna catch this drink. And that's exactly what happened. And I don't even blame her because I would have did the same. I probably wouldn't even have lasted that long, honestly. But anyway, yeah, Kiafa was kind of upset about that. But I mean, she got your back. Like, you do know that shit. Your best friend got your back, and she's not gonna let some bitch just disrespect you or your mother who's passed away. You know what I mean? So that was that. But then Kiafa was like, yo, this was supposed to be a good ass night. Like, I actually wanted to break the news to y'all that I'm pregnant. So that kind of turned, the mood around. Like everybody was, happy at that point because that had really just went another way, and I don't know, happy for Kiafa. However, let's move back to these whores who left the scene. So they're in a truck. Miko's driving. Stacy's in the passenger seat, and then there's her name is Crystal, kind of a hood chick. She's Stacy's best friend, and Stacy's sitting in the back seat. So all these bitches are asking Stacy, like, what happened? Like, how did the whole mom thing come up? Like, where did that even come from? Because she said something that you had mentioned something about her mom or something. And Stacy played dumb and was like, well, she said that I needed my medication. Then I said, oh, your mama. And then Miko's messy ass was like, well, yeah, that's just talking shit. Like, you didn't know her mama was dead, right? And she's like, no. She's like, oh, well, that's just talking shit. But yeah, you didn't tell exactly what the fuck you said. Because after she said, my mom is dead, you said good. That's not shit talking. Bitch, that's just blatant disrespect. So yeah, she's sitting there and this bitch, like, she didn't even look like she was sorry about it. Like, she didn't give a fuck. But fuck her. Stacy is a nasty, nasty ass bitch. And you got these two other messy ass bitches around you. Like, Stacy is really getting that look. Like, I looked at her last week and I was just like, I just don't feel this bitch. Like, it's just something about her. She just gives me stripper with a nasty ass attitude. Like, that's what I like. If I would have saw her in Atlanta in a strip club, like, that's just what she gives me. And you just lucked up and got a motherfucking baller. But anyway, yeah, let's move on. Kiafa decides, she said her stomach was feeling really tight, so she makes a doctor's appointment and goes sees her doctor. And the baby's doing good, but apparently Kiafa was told 9 years ago when her other daughter was born that she may not be able to have kids, and if she is able to have kids, any more kids, that it will be a high-risk pregnancy because her uterus had ruptured during the birth of her first daughter, her first kid. So now it's 9 years later, she's pregnant again, and he's telling her, she needs to be kind of stress-free and shit like that, and yeah, and just to be careful. So Kiafa's kind of upset about that, and I understand her. And there was also a scene where she's crying, like, yo, I lost my mom young. I don't want to lose my daughters, or my daughters to lose me young. Y'all know what I mean. So yeah, moving the fuck on. So Miko, this is another scene that I could have dealt without. Miko decides to throw a baby shower for Stacy. Stacy once again showing that she is a mean, like, I don't know what else to call, just a mean, nasty bitch. Miko throws a baby shower for Stacy, and Stacy sitting in her confessional talking about, yeah, y'all know I don't like baby showers, and because they're boring, and shit like that. And I'm just like, who the fuck says that? Like, if friends want to throw you a little shower, then let them throw it. So Miko decided to throw not really a traditional baby shower with all the games and shit, but just kind of have a few of the ladies meet up at a restaurant and bring a gift for her, pretty much. And demonstrating how nasty this bitch is, one of the girls brought her like some rocks for energy, like some stones that you put around the house and shit. When I see people do this all the time, but like these little energy stones, you put them just to kind of get the bad energy out of the house when you bring a new baby home, or you just want to change the energy up. I don't really know too much about it, but I know people that do that. So this woman gives her these stones, and I know this bitch did not bring me some rocks. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with some rocks? And one of her ghetto ass friends, Crystal, was there also. She's talking about, well, the only rocks that the baby needs to have is if they're a 16 karat. And I'm like, this bitch probably don't even fucking know you, really. And I mean, and if that's her thing and that's her gift to you, like, you're such a bad bitch, you such a rich bitch, move the fuck on. Take it, say thank you. Like, have some kind of class. Like, damn, I get gifts all the time that I don't like. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is some bullshit, but I'm not gonna let everybody know, and this shit won't be sitting around my house if I just don't feel it. Move the fuck on. So oh, and Miko, while she's there amongst all these ladies who half of them weren't even at the event, like, she brings up the whole drama, talking about, yeah, Kiafa decided to throw a drink, or Carmina decided to throw a drink in old girl's face at the party. Like, why are you bringing that up at this baby shower? Like, that has nothing to fucking do with any of these bitches at this table besides Stacy's big pregnant ass. But she's just being fucking messy. That's all. Anyway, I can already tell. Like, I'm already done with Miko. Already done. Um. So then we meet a new girl. Her name is Emily. She is like one of Kiafa's best friends. She is a former video vixen, and she is a single mother of two. And her youngest 10-month-old baby is by someone who's in the league. She didn't mention the name or whatever, of course, but she had been creeping with this guy. Actually, no. Let me take that back. Well, actually, we don't really know the fucking story, because it was a lot of back and forth about who slept with who was a side chick, all this bullshit, which it always is. She was sleeping with this player, and she got pregnant. They had been messing around off and on for 10 years, but he is now denying the baby. Someone had texted him or something saying, yeah, congratulations on the baby with Emily. He's like, I don't know, and responded, I don't know what you're talking about. So they've been kind of having this battle for the last 10 months about whether or not this baby is his and shit like that. Kiafa was giving, bitch, don't play that bitter baby mama role. Just fucking do what the fuck you gotta do and move it the fuck on. However, the connection here, which I was a little lost, because like I said, there's so much talk about who's doing what, who's side chick, who's the main bitch, who's the wife, who's the girl, all this shit. She has a connection to Crystal, which I told you is Stacy's best friend. They were messing with this guy at the same time. We don't know who's the side chick, who's the girlfriend, but I believe he ended up going with Crystal. I think that's what I kind of took from that situation, and kind of left Emily off, to the side. He chose Crystal. So now these bitches don't really like each other, because there was some he say, she say between their friends, and what did they call the baby? I don't know. Somehow it was told to each of these women that Crystal had called Emily's baby forgot the word she used. Basically, some kind of break baby or something that was kind of shady or whatever, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So Emily was definitely feeling some kind of way about that shit. And you know, it was eventually these bitches was gonna cross paths, and then it was gonna be that. All right, so then we move on to this yacht day that I believe Geneva and Kiafa put together. They wanted to get all of the ladies together to try to hash out all of the issues and shit. So there's no more drama. Hopefully, moving forward, just like every fucking reality show out here, everybody wants to have these little meetings to try to hash out the bullshit that happened, you know, from the last scene. Anyway, so they're on this boat. We get introduced to another character. Her name's Asia. And y'all forgive me because this is still new and they introducing 5 bitches a episode. So I'm gonna be looking down for their names. We get introduced to Asia. Asia is a baller's wife. She is married to, his name is Channing. Really attractive guy, tall. He has dreads. Really fair skin, light skinned guy. And they have 2 kids together. A Channing Jr., who was 5, and they have a little girl. Both of them were really, really adorable. We're going to get back to the kid situation. But this is Asia. She's also like a real estate broker, I believe. Miko does not like Asia because Asia's husband, Channing, said what she claimed to be some disrespectful comments on the radio about her. Now, it's all these backstories about why I don't like this bitch to happen from months and years ago. Differences, and it's coming across as all petty shit to me. Okay, so this is the thing. I hope you can follow along and understand this shit. Miko was working at a radio station or on air somewhere. Channing does the same thing. Miko ends up getting fired. Channing made some comments saying like, well, she's not that talented anyway, you know, whatever. So Miko don't like Channing. As a result of that, she doesn't like his wife, Asia. So they see each other on this boat. Asia's on the boat. And Miko's in her confessional talking about, like, I don't hang with bitches whose husbands talk about me. Like, you sound ridiculous. And Asia's completely, like, she knows that there's shade between them, but she doesn't really even know what the fuck the deal is. Like, she knows that, I'm sure it has something to do with Channing and her, but, like, why would you be taking anger out again, on me? Like, that's bullshit. And petty as fuck. So, Miko, being the messy bitch she is, all the girls are sitting down, and she looks a hot fucking mess. Like, her weave and edges are just all fucked up. All the girls looked beautiful, actually. They're all painted up and shit and got on cute little outfits. But Miko just looks old and just out of place. Like, she's giving me, like, Tammy Roman season 1 amongst, Evelyn and Jen, like, all these fat bitches. But, she just looks out of place, old and ratchet and tired. But anyway, all the girls are sitting down drinking and shit. Miko gets the shit started. Talking about, well, y'all, let's talk about everything that's going on. And if we got problems with each other, let's try to hash it out here. So, Emily and Crystal, I told y'all, Emily got ousted. She has the 10-month-old, and Crystal is Stacy's best friend. And these bitches have some kind of beef regarding some comments that were said about this break baby or whatever the baby is. So they end up, Crystal was like, yeah, you called me a home wrecker. And, Emily's like, bitch, I ain't call you no home wrecker. Like, it was just pretty much all based off of the he say, she say, whoever this friend was telling each of them things. And they're like, no, I didn't say that. My friend said that. And I didn't say this about your son. I don't know your son. My friend said that. So y'all need to be checking whoever this messy ass friend is. So they end up squashing their beef. And Asia and I really like Asia too. She called motherfucking Miko. Well, since you want to talk about let's settle shit in civilized ways, bitch, let's clear up our shit because I don't even know what the fuck your deal is with me. And I knew this was gonna be some bullshit because Miko's like, okay, well, let's go to the side and talk. You just told everybody else to put their shit out on the table and talk about it amongst the group, but now, because you know you want some bullshit, you decide to take your shit to the side and y'all have a private conversation. Messy as fuck, bitch. So Asia's like, what's your deal with me? Like, I'm not understanding this. Like, our kids, Miko's has a 6-year-old son, and Asia has the 5-year-old son, Channing. I didn't even know that. Okay, let me just tell the story. Okay, Asia is like, I don't understand what your deal is with me. Our kids go to the same school. Like, we're the only two black parents in the school, in this private school that they go to. Like, we should at least be able to be cordial with each other. So Asia's like, well, why can't we just come to some understanding? And even in the confessionals, Kiafa and Geneva was like, well, yeah, like, we really don't know what the deal is, Pretty much everybody is confused about why Miko does not like Asia. This petty ass whore Miko tells her that she doesn't like her because of shit that her husband has said about her. Then she deflects it because she knew that shit was petty. She turns the conversation around and brings in the kids. Yeah, my son doesn't even like your son. And Asia at that point is like, wait a minute, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you bringing the kids into it for? Like, my son has nothing to do with this. Miko carries on talking about, yeah, your son is always in timeout, and then there was a fight between our kids 2 or 3 times, and your kid is always disruptive. Like, completely turned the conversation around to get off of her bullshit. And at that point, Asia was like, okay, look, fuck you, bitch. Like, no, she didn't say fuck you, bitch. She was so motherfucking professional and cunt. But, like, I can't even do this when a bitch is acting that ignorant. She's like, look, I'm not feeling where this conversation is going. Do not bring the kids into it. And actually, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about because I haven't heard anything from the school regarding, my kids' behavior or anything like that, which I think they're in kindergarten maybe. But, like, and especially at a private school, like, you're going to hear when kids are repetitively acting up, like, you're going to fucking hear about that as a parent. And Asia's like, bitch, I ain't never heard about that. But Miko, you a lying ass bitch. And then we get, and basically she's looking for a motherfucking apology from Channing in order to move past the shit. So they give like this fake hug or whatever. They said, okay, we just gonna dead our beef or whatever, and they give a fake hug and move on. Immediately after that, that's when we get introduced to Channing, and then we see the 2 little kids. At this point, I hadn't even known that little Channing I thought they were like in middle school or some shit like that. Or not high school, probably, middle school, like elementary, like, 8, 9, 10, 12, something like that. That's when I see the little Channing is 5 years old. Are you kidding me? You really brought these kids and talking about who don't like who, and Channing is sitting there like, well, like, little kids don't be fighting. They may wrestle around, but, like, you're acting like the way she had painted it was like they were some big ass kids and like they be literally fighting. 5 and 6-year-olds ain't fighting, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was that. And Channing is like, pretty much like, fuck her. Like, she got fired. She didn't have talent. Like, he's entitled to his opinion. It is what it is. So they even asked little Channing, like, hey, do you like, Miko's son's name is Aiden. Do you, are you cool with Aiden? Is everything good? And he's like, yeah, that's my friend, So then we move on to this, and this scene really disturbed me. We move on to Miko, and she's out playing tennis with her son, Aiden. He's 6. She starts asking him he got a like he's too grown for a 6 year old. Like some of the things he was saying, like they're playing tennis and he's like, "Yeah, mommy, you are a hater. I didn't know you were hating like or called her some kind of hater and all this ridiculous shit." So they sit down. She goes into this bullshit talking to the 6 year old boy like he is a grown ass woman. She's 41 and she's talking to him like this, like it's one of her girlfriends. She says to him, "Remember when mommy was telling you I didn't like Channing's mom?" And he's like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, I don't, and this is the reason why." And, like trying to get advice from him on how she should proceed with uh, Asia. And the little boy is sitting here like, "Well, you need to just be peaceful or something like that." And he's like, "I don't know how I'm going to deal with you." Like, talk, like it was a grown up conversation. And I just couldn't believe that she was sitting there having this conversation with her 6 year old son about how she does not like his friend's mom and dad and discussing what was said and all of this. I cannot fucking believe that. And I forgot to actually mention something. Asia had mentioned that on the boat when they had made up. Um, because Miko had made some comments about, yeah, like I talked to my son about it. And that's another thing Asia that I liked Asia said. Like, well, why are you talking to your kid about some shit going on with us? Like, I don't want my kid exposed to that. He's only 5 years old. So she kind of questioned like her, or not really questioned, but she kind of brought up, her parenting skills, and she was nice about it and respectful. Like she didn't get nasty about it. She was like, "That's just not how I want to raise my kid. That's not my parenting style. So I don't talk to my son about our business, and our drama. Like that's ridiculous." So to just see Miko actually sitting here talking to her son, and that's where he gets he's smart as hell. Like he's too smart for a 6 year old to be making the comments that he was making and giving his mom advice about what to do with a bitch she don't like. Who the fuck does that? Let me wrap this up, y'all, because I'm just running my motherfucking mouth. Um, Very last scene. Asia, like I told you, she's a real estate broker. She was having an open house for the $7.9 million home. It was an absolutely gorgeous house. So she invited all the girls and all of these players and retired players and just like the who's who of Miami to this open house. It was pretty much just going to be like a big cocktail party, and whoever felt like the biggest baller that night, I guess, was going to buy the house. But anyway, so she invites everybody, and Miko and her husband is, this is our first time actually seeing him. Uh, they show up. Miko looks like shit. Her hair looks like shit once again. Her husband is like he's a little guy. And he looked kind of like duh. Like, like he wasn't all there. I don't know, maybe he wasn't ready for the cameras and shit, but I don't know. He looked kind of slow to me. No offense to anybody. But yeah, her husband's name is Brent. He walks in with her. Miko's carrying on, talking about she's looking for an apology from Channing and shit like that. And Channing's there, of course, with his wife to support the event. And they end up going upstairs. All the girls went upstairs. And that's when Asia was like, okay, like, let's just go ahead and dead this situation. We have both of our husbands here. Like, let's just go ahead and talk about this shit. So all the girls are sitting there, and she pretty much tells, Asia tells, brings up the situation again about Miko talking to the kids and shit like that. And Miko's like, well, I don't appreciate you questioning my parenting skills and shit like that. And then she's in her confessional talking about it's very cowardly of Asia to bring that up in front of a group of girls when she's there by herself. So what, you need other bitches around you to get some shit going, to have conversations? Because that seems like, I guess that is what you do, because you usually have Stacy around to fucking have your back and shit like that. I don't need motherfuckers around. I'm going to say what the fuck I got to say. I don't give a fuck if it's 50 bitches in the room. I'm going to say what the fuck I got to say. So anyway, Asia was like, bitch, fuck you. Let her have it again. And in such a professional cunt way. So anyway, Asia was like, fuck this bullshit. Like this is and I was just hoping, I was like, Asia, like I really like Asia at this point. And I'm like, Asia, don't do any stupid shit in the midst of your business. Like, cause you're trying to sell this home. Like you do not, want to put some bullshit out there while you're entertaining all these people and you're trying to make money. So yeah, so she's like, okay, like, let's just go get our husbands and dead this bullshit. Both of them here. We can all meet outside and talk about it. So that's where um, next thing happens. Everybody goes to meet outside, and Miko's looking for this goddamn apology. Channing is not here for it at all, and that's pretty much where the episode cut off at. So I guess once it starts next week, we're going to pick up with them actually having this conversation. But y'all, this motherfucking Miko, I have never in my life, and I would never be able to, I can't even have the patience to deal with a bitch like that. And the fact that she's 40 something years old. I don't know, and I'll be thinking with these shows, like, are these people just putting on for the camera? Like, are you serious? Are there really psychotic people out there like this? I mean, I have a pretty big family, and like we all kind of have our own little things or whatever, but I've just never met people or been around people to be crazy as these motherfuckers in these reality shows. But anyway, we're gonna see where this shit picks up next week. It looks like Channing will be letting Miko have it, and he's kind of here for the bullshit too. He's like, "Fuck you, bitch! Like you're talentless, and you got fired for a fucking reason. If you were so talented, you would still have your fucking job." Anyway, let me shut the fuck up. I will see y'all next week, and I cannot wait to see how this conversation goes down because little ass Brent, Miko's husband, he does not look like he will want it with Channing at all. So y'all, I will see y'all next week, and thanks for watching the review. Like, subscribe, and comment to the video. See y'all next week. Bye.